I knew it. From the preview of last week's episode, I knew this episode was going to be the one. This was going to be the one that kicks off the epic action of the tournament that I was waiting to see. I mean, it's had some cool moments here and there, but this is the episode that entirely just had so much cool stuff in the episode. And that might be a biased thing because I actually really like the I love the Universe 6 Warriors. Actually, I love Caulifla. She's so cool. And Caulifla and Kale and Hit and Frost, but Frost was in the episode. But anyway, I knew it. What's up guys, Dale here, and today I'm back again with another episode of Dragon Ball Super, well, with another review of a Dragon Ball Super episode. This time it's episode 100, and what a way to commemorate 100 episodes for Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion. I think this episode was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I was so excited in my seat watching what was going on. So let's just get right into, what makes this episode so great for me anyway. There was a part in the beginning that, they touched on Krillin getting knocked out and they were making fun of him, 17 and 18. It was like, that was kind of pathetic, getting knocked out. And 18 I thought 18 was going to defend Krillin, but I forgot. And she just kind of berated him as well. Well, berate is the right word. I don't think it is. She kind of picked on him as well, and that was pretty funny. And on from that though, we move on to Kale, and she's getting picked on by some Universe Warriors. I think they're working together. I don't know what universe they're from, but there's a sumo guy and there's a stretchy arm alien guy. And they're beating her up, and then she's just getting taken out. And well, she tries to fight back, and she lands a punch, but it doesn't really do anything. So she's not strong in her base form, it seems. So that's kind of it's kind of weird. But it's very She's a very contradicting character. She's very weak at one point, but then she completely turns into someone else at another point. But what interested me was that she didn't transform here. So it seems that she doesn't transform when she's distressed. She's only transformed when she's jealous, which I'm gonna get to in a bit. But for now, we just we see her getting beaten up, and she gets cast aside. And then Caulifla comes in, my favorite Universe 6 character, one of my favorite characters from Super and just introduced in general. Comes in like Superman, just catches her. And then she kind of floats down to the ground, and she's like, "Don't worry, I believe in you. You can do it. You can transform. Don't worry." And then she kind of like gets up and then defends her. And then the other two Universal Warriors try and pick on Caulifla as well, which, oh, that's not a good idea. That is not a good idea. And she, they underestimate her, and she gets angry as usual. And she just beats the hell out of them, like, that's it. And then, the sumo guy tries to push off the thing, but she kind of suplexes the guy on the edge of the ring, and it breaks. By the way, this ring is just getting destroyed so easily. Like, I don't even know why they had that section where the Daishinkai, the Grand Priest, was saying, "Oh wow, this is Kachi, and this is like the hardest metal in the world." It's being destroyed all over the place. I mean, the gods. I mean, at first I thought, oh, the gods destroyed it because they're gods, right, of the universes. But everyone's destroying this ring, so I mean, it's pretty useless right now. And yeah, she suplexes the guy on the edge of the ring, and he falls out, and she dodges it. And so she goes back to Kale, and they have this kind of moment, And I like how Caulifla is just like very aggressive with everybody else, but when it comes to Kale, she turns very cute. I really like the change in character there. She's just acts like her older sister, and they have like a moment where she's just encouraging her to go and form, and she looks like, you can see that Kale looks up to Caulifla and all that. That's pretty cool. And then she points over and says, "Hey, let's go after this guy next." I'm like, is she talking about Goku? And then sure enough, it's Goku. And I like the way she interacts with everybody else in the tournament, especially it seems Goku that she's just picking on the most. She's like, "Old guy, hey old guy, I saw that blue thing that you did. Why don't you teach me how to do that?" And as thanks, I'm gonna beat you up with the form. I'm like, I'm not too sure how. I mean, even Caulifla's like, I'm not too sure that's how it works. And also, before Kale approaches Goku, there's like a Yadratian. You call him Yadratian or a Yadra. There was like a Yadra in against Goku using his instant transmission. It's like, no one can detect me. And then right in the middle of saying that, Caulifla just knocks him straight out of the ring. I thought that was pretty cool because everyone was making all these like not conspiracy theories, all these theories about this character. Oh wow, they have a Yadra in this universe. What does this mean? Blah 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 blah. And then he just gets knocked out like that. It's just like, well, there's that. Goku actually tells her that he doesn't think she's ready for blue, which I think everybody can agree on. I think everyone was getting worried that she's gonna go blue, but I really don't think she's gonna go blue in this tournament, because it's something that is you still, even though she's a prodigy, you still need some kind of training to do it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like a Super Saiyan level that you can ascend to, because that can be done out of anger. We've seen that with different characters before, like Gohan and stuff. It just comes out. It's like it just comes out. It doesn't really. It's not really something that you really have to use your mind to get over. You know. So she goes up against Goku, and she does exactly what I predicted in my last review. She goes up against Goku, then she goes big and she tries to attack Goku, and it just doesn't work. She's way too slow. But I like how in this episode they didn't waste too much time doing that. She charged at him and attacked him, and it just didn't work. And she's like, oh, what's this? And like Goku's like, you sacrificed your speed for power. We've seen this before with Trunks, and it's not gonna work. So she shrinks back, and she's like, so what now? And then Goku's like, well, you need to do this. And then he goes Super Saiyan 2, and then yeah. She immediately just, I didn't think she knew that she went Super Saiyan 2, but she did mention that she transformed, but she didn't know how to go back ever since. But then Goku's like, oh, and then she just does it anyway, which was kind of confusing for me. It's like, if she didn't know how to do it before, how can she just do it now? And like, Goku didn't give her any kind of pointers. He just said, you need to skip that big form and go to this, and then she just did it. And then, but then she did ask Goku, like, is it still that tingly feeling in your back? And he's like, yeah, basically. And then we obviously cut to Beerus, and then, the voice of reason saying, why are you discussing this with her? Why don't you just beat her and knock her out of the ring? Well, obviously, I want to see her transform and go cool as well. So, that was for us to see. And, yeah, she goes up against Goku in Super Saiyan 2. It's a pretty cool fight. Sometimes, the drawing of the characters from far away in Super generally is just off. It's very off. They just really it's just like scribbles, and you can just see their spiky hair and their faces are all deformed and stuff. I really don't like that kind of stuff. But yes, Toei is just gonna carry on doing it. So it's pretty upsetting. But what was cool though was the animation. The animation was great, but the art was kind of off. On and off at some points, but the animation was cool when they were fighting. How they were, it was very cool how they were fighting through the end, and then someone tried to kick someone and they teleported. It was like a game. It was like one of the Dragon Ball Z games where they teleport behind each other, and that was pretty cool. And then now Kale tries to get involved, and Goku's like, can you just please? We're fighting here. Stop. And then she's like, oh. I'm not, but then then we know this is when she's gonna go Super Saiyan, obviously, which is something I mentioned earlier. She only seems to go Super Saiyan when she's jealous, so I think that's pretty interesting, really. How she goes green and her aura's green and her head's green, and it's out of jealousy. So you can say when she goes Super Saiyan, she goes, she goes green with envy. It's a kind of. I guess it's kind of symbolism, I think they did that on purpose to make sure that she only triggers her Super Saiyan when she's jealous that someone else is taking Caulifla away from her, which I think is pretty cute. But then it's kind of sinister the form she actually turns into when she gets jealous. So that's pretty cool. And then this is a moment where I was like, huh? She goes Super Saiyan, and then she comes after Well, actually, before I say that, there's another thing they shout. There's many moments where they shouted to Broly in this episode, where she keeps calling. They made sure that Goku was the one that she was chasing after and angry at this whole episode, because it's very reminiscent to Broly. And instead of her saying Kakarot over and over, she's just saying Son Goku instead. So it's pretty much the same thing. Also, there was a quick mention on Vegeta. He's kind of acting the same way he did when he acted around Broly, but he wasn't scared this time. He wasn't really scared this time, but he did mention to Goku that the Kale's form might actually be the true Super Saiyan form. So I think that was a cool little addition to the canon of Dragon Ball now. And she also does another thing that Broly done. She just beats the hell out of Goku. Like, she just she takes him and she just drags him through everything, through all over the ring, and she's just beating the hell out of him. And then Goku gets to a point where he has to go blue, which I was like, what? And then he used the Super Saiyan. He used the Kamehameha to try and take her out. And he didn't. She tanked it. And well, when he was charging up that Kamehameha, and I saw Kale walking over to him, I was like, wait, hold on. I've seen this before. We've seen this before. We saw this in a Broly movie. This isn't gonna work, is it? And sure enough, he blasts her and she just walks through it and she just grabs his head exactly how Broly did it in the movie. And then she just, after that, something happens to her and then she kind of loses her power. You can see steam coming off of her skin, and so she just rages out and blasts everything. And she kind of knocks a few opponents out of the ring, which is like, that was ridiculous. And then after her explosion attack, she kind of walks through. She's still looking for Goku, and Goku's like stuck on some rubble. And then some Pride Trooper comes out from nowhere, and he comes and traps her. He's like, "This is my Justice Whip." I'm like, what the? And then I'm just like, this isn't gonna work. This guy's done for. And I love the transition that they made. It just like shows Kale turning around and looking at him, and then immediately it shows Zeno signifying that the guy got knocked out, which I think we all knew was gonna happen. And so at this point, I didn't even know what was gonna happen next, but Jiren comes through. I'm like, wait. We see all the Pride Troopers like as a squad just standing there, just watching on, like, wow, okay. We see, and then Jiren's all the way at the top and he's like, I'm going in. I'm like, what? So he jumps in and I'm like, okay, what's this guy gonna do? Is he gonna fight her or anything? He just charges at her, launches an energy attack, and he sends her out into God knows where and just blows her up. Boom. And then that's it. She gets knocked out of her Super Saiyan form, and I'm like, okay, this guy's OP. Like, what are we gonna do to this guy? And then like he comes through and he's like facing up against Caulifla and Hit, and you know, Caulifla catches Kale. And then even before Jiren jumped in, Hit was like, oh, he saw that Jiren noticed Kale, and he was like, okay, this is gonna be trouble. And Caulifla didn't even know that that's who he was talking about, but Hit seems to know that Jiren is the real deal. Like he's a problem. So even when Jiren approaches Caulifla and Hit, and then Goku comes through, they retreat because I don't think they want to face up against him just yet. But you know, Goku's the stupid one, so he would just jump in and fight him anyway at this point. Also, before Caulifla, Kale, and Hit retreated, you can see Caulifla tying up Kale's hair back again. I think that was another pretty like cute moment between the two that they keep adding, just to show everyone that they have this kind of sisterly love between the two of them, which I'm really liking. So now we got a face-off between Goku and Jiren again. I'm not sure if this is going to be interrupted again because I don't watch any spoilers. I'm not really into that spoiler culture of, you know, looking episodes in advance at stuff. I don't really like all of that. So I'm glad I can get surprised by this show about what happens. Also, regarding the preview of today's episode, I think we're going to see Goku 17 and 18 versus the Pride Troopers, which is probably what it's going to be. And also there's a shot of Vegeta there. He wasn't Super Saiyan anymore, so I'm wondering why he's gone down. I hope he's not got knocked out, because I'm like, come on now, you can't knock Vegeta out so soon. And what else did they show? Oh, they showed Caulifla, which looks to me as if she's sacrificing herself to save Kale. It looks like, because Kale's crying and looking over at Caulifla, and Caulifla looks a bit roughed up, and it looks like she's like a blast is coming towards her, and she's kind of looking back at Kale, protecting her from it. Which is, I mean, that's what it looks like to me. So I'm not gonna. It seems to me that Caulifla sacrifices herself for either Kale or just to save someone in general. So that's gonna be a pretty interesting episode next week. I think it's starting to ramp up in its intensity in the tournament, which I'm very excited about. This episode was so good. I really enjoyed it. One of my favorites so far. I would say it's my top 5 favorite episodes I've seen from Super. I can even remember in my mind. So, wow. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. Please, no spoilers. If you want to do a spoiler, actually at least put spoiler at the top of your comment and then enter, and then so we can have to click see more just to see what you put in there. But I know people in YouTube are evil, so they're just probably gonna try and put some spoiler in the comment section. But anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all later. Peace. Why did you go out of focus when I said peace? Let me do it again. Peace.